If you haven't watched the video yet where I explain all your options for how to put the background for your contour shoe drawing, watch that video first, because I'm in that video I did this. I explained all of this. So in this video, I'm just going to show you my approach to putting the background on this particular drawing. Let me see if I can back that up a little bit. There you go. Get a sip of coffee. And we're off. So, looking at this composition, I see that the shoes, I didn't intend it for my drawing to do this, but the shoes kind of have this arc. They start down here, and it almost looks like they're like somebody threw the shoe and it landed flat. And like I said, that was completely unintentional, but it ended up like that. So I'm going to go with it because I kind of like it. And as an artist, like if something like that happens, you just tell people that, yeah, no, I totally meant to do that. But now that I recognize that, I'm going to do a background design that's going to kind of help people see that movement. So I'm going to do, if you watch this video, I'm going to use organic lines that connect. So I'm going to start with an organic line, and I might end up drawing just right through my shoe and then erase that later. So I think I'm going to start like down here. Make a little curl there. That kind of overlaps, but it doesn't matter. And it's not really connecting, that's overlapping, but I'll leave that there. And almost done. So there's a couple spots where I drew my line right through my shoe. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. And I did that so that it, like over here I did that so that it looks like that line continues. I want it to look visually like it's the same line. And then now I'm going to pick a color scheme. Maybe I'll do kind of like this. Like those two. And then maybe even a crimson. Yeah, like that. Usually three colors is a good color combination. And what I've done is I've picked two similar colors and one that's almost a complementary color. So now in this part, I'm going to speed this part of the video up, but at this point I'm going to put my gradient in. And actually, before I do that, you know what? I'm going to leave some space between all of these shapes. So I'm actually going to go around and I'm going to do this so that when I'm done, I'll show you. I'll just do this little bit and then I'm going to speed up the video. I'm going to do that. So that I'm going to have, I should have a couple pieces. I should have a couple pieces of paper underneath. But essentially, what this is going to do, I'm not going to do it on this one. I'll do it on this scrap paper. So basically, what I've done is I've got these lines and these shapes, and I've drawn like a little bit of a bumper area. So now each of these shapes looks like it's kind of pulling away from the other one. And then I'm going to put my gradient in. Just randomly. But then after I'm and then I'll go through and I'll erase the lines that are in the middle, and they'll be just these kind of random shapes, and they'll look like they're kind of pulling apart from each other. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to speed up the video to do that. Now that I've accomplished everything I wanted to with my background and my shoe drawing, there's one final step as an artist that I need to do, and that's evaluate my entire composition. Now, there is one thing that I don't like. I don't like that the shoes don't really stand out enough from the background. So there's a couple things that I can do. I'm going to use a thicker Sharpie, and I thought about maybe going around the shapes in my negative space, but I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the outside contour line of each shoe. I'm going to start by just doing, like, all these shoes overlap, even this one here just a little bit. I'm going to start by doing the contour line around just that one big shape, and if I need to, I'll include these little spots in here. The goal was to separate the foreground from the background, and I got to a certain point, and I was really, really happy with how well that worked. I could go over and even make it a little bit thicker, make that outline a little bit thicker to help separate those shoes a little bit more, but I don't think I necessarily need it. If I would have used a thicker one, it would have been okay, but I'm happy with how it looks. So at this point now, I'm done.